15.
Yep.
We're gonna start.
Numbers are going extra slow tonight.
You hear something? Like, what are you dancing to? Sunshine is the geek monster tonight. Yo, she over there gone.
Tell her we don't hear anything.
Oh, I didn't know. Is it one of the
Hold
silent
on,
party
wait,
you got
hold
your
on.
head
Wait
She
a
down?
doesn't
minute.
know we don't
Wait a
hear
minute.
anything.
Wait a minute. OPP, how can I explain it? I will take explain my explain it.
Oh,
We
yeah,
have you all jumping and shouting and
say
saying.
it.
I know that y'all could not hear me.
People.
I heard y'all say that y'all couldn't hear me, so I just decided to dance on my own.
I was like, does she know we can't hear the music?
That's messed up. I had it all planned and everything. I was by myself. It's okay. It's okay. I had to get some energy out. Woo! Got some energy out.
So there's no.
All right, y'all.
We're gonna just add that in when we don't edit.
You didn't like my own little personal dance party? You ain't like that?
I'm used to seeing women dance and clothes come off. So
okay. Let me.
I mean,
I gotta do a wardrobe change.
I don't know if that's the move you want to make.
Maybe for the halftime show. I got you.
Okay, Janet Jackson, I'm ready for it.
Okay.
Listen, I'm rolling up my weed in $100 bills. Clearly, we can make a party of it.
Yes. Look at you looking like an old. What's
Do that again.
What's the P Daddy? The P Diddy Butler dude. What's his name?
No,
P. Diddy Butler.
That is no longer a compliment. Anything with P. Diddy is no longer a compliment.
I'm sorry.
That's
His assistant. What was his assistant's name? Oh man,
Bentley Farnsworth or Farnsworth Bentley or something.
Like something like that. That's what you just reminded me of. I'm sorry.
At least he's attractive. It could have been a whole negative.
It could.
Thank you, Kelly.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Remember, Kelly said she's the prude of the group. Y'all remember that now, okay?
It's all right.
We don't want to see Kelly. We want to see Kiki.
Oh, I'm trying.
All right. Two disclaimers because we're talking about side pieces tonight, y'all. We're talking about side pieces tonight. So whatever happens, what they say, Kelly? Whatever.
Yeah. Private room stays in the private room.
Stays in the private room. Okay.
We made that disclaimer.
Throw that key away.
I hope not.
We had to make that disclaimer because we're talking about side pieces. So
that means ain't nobody watch. Nobody's talking about the show. I don't like that idea. That's
then that means we can't post it outside of the private room. So the disclaimer is out the door.
We try to Google people names.
Oh my God, that's bad for business. I don't want to.
You know, I'm good for throwing a name out.
I am an executive.
I know mine.
Business. I cannot
just
be out
y'all
here
know
doing bad business decisions.
Just let you know if y'all hear you use initials, name, then
we're gonna use initials tonight.
Heard your name.
No, listen. You know me. I will call names.
I will call.
I know you will. I know both of y'all will. I'm using initials. I'm gonna do initials. I'm gonna go with initials.
Let's keep it safe.
It depends on who it is.
I'm not trying to get sued, so yeah, I'll tell the story, but I ain't gonna tell you who.
I haven't signed any NDAs.
No, we don't sign NDAs before the show, so
haven't signed any NDAs, so there ain't nobody that can sue me. If I was there, it's my story too.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true. That makes me think it was that Christian Grey.
Hey,
Christian Grey, he made the ladies that were his submissives sign that agreement.
You put me onto that movie.
You're gonna have to sign something fooling with me.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Tiffany. Welcome back.
Hi.
Hey, Tiffany.
I'm so excited to have you here.
I'm super excited because we didn't know if you were coming or not. You a college girl now.
Yeah, I've been pretty busy.
Well, we're glad to have you.
Have you been to any college parties?
Huh?
He wants to know if you've been to any college parties.
No. I'm online, so
they do it online
right now. We're online right now.
Huh?
That is true.
We are online right now. This doesn't seem like hard work. Does it seem like hard work to you?
No, this is
Not
easy.
bad.
This is the easy part of your week, right? I think so. You get to talk about relationships and segs.
It's been a while, so I'm kind of excited because I have a whole other point of view when it comes to side pieces and the
What's a wow?
Huh?
What's a wow?
What's a wow?
You said it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. She's been with us.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been able to give my perspective on styles. And
I thought you were saying it's been a while since you had some.
I was about to start.
Girl, she didn't say nothing about that.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
I was about to start singing PM Dawn right now.
Not PM Dawn.
No.
Wow. PM Dawn. Jorge, do you know who PM Dawn is?
What's that?
Do you know who PM Dawn is?
No, I do not.
Oh Lord.
You don't?
He didn't know who OPP was. The song.
No, I knew the artist. I've heard of the song. I just didn't know what the acronym was.
Oh, I'm messing with you. Right? I'm messing with you.
Really?
I was like, come on. Now who the hell don't know what OPP is? The song. I didn't know the acronym.
Are you serious?
I sent him the video.
You didn't know the acronym?
Remember, I wasn't born in America. I am a
You
foreigner.
know what?
I promise you.
You get a pass.
Not eating cats and dogs.
Not cats and dogs.
You get a pass.
Cats and dogs.
I have heard that certain nationalities make cat taste delicious. Beef and
I
broccoli.
think other cats, but not the cats they were talking about. I don't know what the hell that man was talking about.
Oh, what?
That's right.
You're right.
You haven't followed politics lately?
I haven't. I don't follow.
They said we eat cats and dogs.
You didn't hear Donald Trump talk about how all the immigrants are eating cats and dogs?
I heard about it.
Hello.
I heard about it.
If you haven't heard that, you've been hiding under a rock. That thing's exploding.
I heard
everywhere in the Midwest.
Yeah, I heard about it, but I didn't look it up. Usually I look up stuff so I can see it myself, but that one I was just like, I'm not surprised what comes out of his mouth anymore. So
wow. You
I've been waiting for it.
Right. Say again, Tiffany.
Just like he thinks that Nicki Jam is female. She's so hot and it's a dude.
Wow. He's just I don't want to offend nobody. Anybody on here voting for Trump? I don't want to offend nobody.
Hell no.
I don't think it's none of nobody goddamn business who nobody up here voting for.
Okay, well then we're moving on then. Because Queen said it ain't nobody's goddamn
like
business.
I'm a non-voter. But I hate to see people fall out behind.
I might vote
Because Queen said, keep it moving.
So that I can
moving
say
on.
Yes, because I hate to see people fall out behind politics. So
you're right.
Yeah.
It does happen. It does
happen.
I'm a non-voter except for where it counts. Like I believe that veterans shouldn't pay taxes, so I vote for shit like that.
Okay.
But as far as who gonna be the good versus good, bad versus bad, I don't give a damn.
Gotcha.
We all in the same shitty ass boat.
I agree completely.
It's the lesser of two evils for me.
Yep,
I don't see
I totally agree.
It's that simple. Like
while
all
we're
humans,
talking about
Trump,
Trump is definitely in OPP. Like I know Trump is in the OPP. I think he gets down.
Absolutely.
I was wondering where his side.
That's well documented.
Yeah, and he pulled a side piece or something.
Did he buy his side piece?
Huh? He bought his side
grabbed him.
piece.
He grabbed him up.
I said, isn't
He
he
paid one of
Putin's
the
side
side
piece?
pieces off the porn star. He had to pay her money to be
Oh,
quiet.
yeah, I remember that one.
Be quiet.
Stormy Daniels, that's the chick.
Yeah, I remember that one.
There's receipts because his lawyer went
Yes.
to jail because of that.
Stormy Daniels.
Wow.
Because he was trying to,
Yes,
he was
indeed.
funneling the money to the attorney,
Stormy
making it
Daniels.
seem like it was attorney fees, but it was actually money to give her hush money. But he wouldn't come out in public with the story.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was definitely a side piece.
All right, so I think
Definite
we'll jump
side.
right into it.
I mean,
I'm
what
gonna
other
jump
presidents
into
have
it so we
side
can
pieces?
stop talking about that guy.
Which one didn't have side pieces?
All of them.
Clinton has
All of
side
them.
piece.
Right?
Everyone. All of them.
I mean, Clint just got a
All of them had
blowjob. Is
side
that
pieces.
really a side piece?
That was still a side piece activity.
That was still a side
He
piece.
got
That was
he got
side
a
piece
blowjob from his
activity.
side piece.
Fair enough.
She was
If
too
that wasn't his
comfortable
wife,
under
that was
that
his side
desk.
piece.
It was not her first rodeo.
Before. She had been there before.
Yeah.
She wrote a book about it. So
Yeah,
hey,
that was
I
no-
guess,
Yeah.
I
She
guess it's
showed
paid
it.
There's
off.
no doubt about that.
She sure did. All kinds of women be coming out with their side piece stories. Coming out with the
All
side
right,
piece.
so
Okay,
show of
no,
hands,
we
who's been a side piece?
Terrence, raise your hand.
All right, let's do this. Hold on, let's clarify. Let's do.
I
My
have-
hands up.
Let's clarify. What do you guys
Man,
consider a
shit.
side piece? Because I feel like it's important to put the context out there. Because in their mind, every person's mind associates a meaning to certain slang. So I think we should clear that up just so that we're on the same playing field. As far
Right.
as
What is a side piece?
Okay, so before we do that, this is Jorge's first time on. So Jorge, tell us about you. Tell us about your podcast. Let's get the introduction out the way first before we get into
Oh, no doubt. So me and Nelsa, who's my friend, we started a podcast on relationships and dating. So it is called The Relationship Cycle with Jorge and Nelsa. And we talk about anything and everything that correlates to relationships and dating.
Nice. So you joining the relationships crew, because that's all we talk about too.
I like it. Yeah, we do taboo topics. We've talked about BDSM. We've talked about mental health, poly, money, how money impacts dating. You feel me? We talked about gold diggers. We talked about fuck boys, like anything that falls under that umbrella. And I always tell people, if you get triggered or if you're listening around kids or grandma, don't because we say some real shit.
Yeah. I think by now we didn't have to continue giving disclaimers because we had to do it every single episode because our mouth can get a little reckless sometimes. So just very transparent, and we are very blunt on here, all of us. So we stopped doing that, and we just hope that parents are being responsible and know that they can't watch the private room. It's not for the kiddos. It's not for the
Send your
kiddos.
kids to bed, people.
Yeah, it's definitely not rated G.
No, definitely not
Showtime.
rated G. At all. We're going to also introduce our special guest who
Okay.
has been on with us several times before, but I brought her back on because I just love to have her presence, y'all. Plus, she is going to be choreographing and directing the fashion show for BVP's inaugural Purple Cabaret. And so I have her back on here so she can join us and have a good conversation. Hey, Miss Kelly, tell everybody about you.
Kiki.
Hi, I'm Kelly Boone. Hi, y'all.
Kiki.
Mommy, Miss
Welcome
Boone.
back.
Hi, you guys. I'm just your local regular person who likes to model. It works for me, so I continue to do it. I'm big on confidence and being who you are and living in the moment. I have been divorced twice.
Where's your hand up?
Yes, sir, you in the front.
Can you turn your lights up, please?
Oh, I'm not a light person. I like to subdue
Your
myself.
lighting is horrible right now. I can't.
It is horrible.
I'm sorry. This is
hiding.
the producer in me. Like when you raise your lighting so that we can see your face on the
Okay.
programming.
I
I
can
will.
see her. I
Can
can see her whole, her whole face.
Sunshine.
Okay.
Sunshine.
Okay.
Her lighting is horrible.
Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm just all around. I'm from Maryland. I've been with on this my room several times, and I enjoy
DMV
that.
area. DMV in the house. In the house.
But Kiki, can you please give us some lighting?
Let me find me a light. Oh my god!
Like you're a
Please find
model. You got a ring light or something. I know you do. It is part of the arsenal. There is not an influencer, not a hot girl, not an Instagram model does not have a ring light at their disposal.
There you
I
go.
I have to turn.
Is that
it to
better,
the
Gray? Is that better, Gray?
No.
But
I don't even own a ring light.
I'm sitting in front of my vanity, so
Yeah. Okay. We're moving on.
Okay.
Don't pay Gray no mind.
don't tell her not. You said earlier that I could be whoever I wanted.
I did.
Right now, I'm the guy that needs her to have better lighting.
Next time I will, Gray. We don't want no smoke today.
Okay. And then the other disclaimer is that even though there are polyamorous individuals on this video tonight, we're going to put polyamory to the side because this is about a little bit. I know, just for a second, because we're talking about side pieces. So in polyamory, there's really not no side pieces.
Shouldn't be.
everything
It shouldn't be. So that's
That defeats the whole concept of polyamory.
right.
Exactly.
That's non-ethical.
Right. Exactly. So that's why I say let's put it aside for just a second because people know that there are polyamorous individuals on our cast. So that's why I said let's put it aside just for a second because side pieces should not be a thing in polyamorous relationships.
Although they are though, but we'll get.
They should. Yeah,
I just saw everybody put their hand up when I asked that question, so now I'm confused.
Okay, what was the question and why are you confused?
I said, raise by show of hands, who's been a side piece, and everybody raised their hand.
Yeah.
But I don't think Kiki
I did not raise my hand.
Kiki didn't raise her hand.
I raised my hand.
And I did.
Wait, knowingly, right? We're talking about knowingly because I hear a lot
of people
knowingly.
that say they did it and didn't know.
Knowingly.
That may or may not be true or not, or maybe you didn't want to know, but
no,
there's a lot of people that sometimes
knowingly
inadvertently walk into something like that.
No. Absolutely knowingly.
Knowing.
Then I
only knowingly.
Guilty.
I'm definitely
I don't know how guilty I am, but yes, I've done it.
I'm definitely guilty because it was so good. Like I didn't even care that he had a man. I did.
Oh wow!
I did not. Like the sex was really good.
Did you say you didn't care that he had a man?
Oh no, that he had another woman. Sorry.
Is this in Atlanta somewhere? Where is this going?
Sorry. I'm so sorry. I do not date bisexual men. I do not do that. So
wow,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
Yes.
I didn't mean to say that. Thank you, Tiffany, for my twin. Thank you.
Woo! Right.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
I got a little worried. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, I'm gonna be quiet the rest of the episode.
Wow.
Please tell us more.
I totally did not mean that. I've never messed with a bisexual man in my entire life.
Ma'am, you said that just as clear as that. That's why I had to clarify because I was like, did she just say what I? And nobody else was like, I just.
Everybody
eyes got big. Everybody eyes got big.
Zone. This is a
but I just was like,
nah,
I ain't never heard that.
Yeah, and you're not ever gonna hear that. Now I have nothing against.
I do a podcast on relationships, so I've heard all kind of crazy stuff.
Nothing against bisexual men, but this one young lady likes a real man, masculine man that does not mess with other men. So even though I have no problems with bisexual men, I will never mess with one knowingly.
Knowingly, problem with them.
No, I don't. I just don't want to have sex with them.
It's just not her preference.
It's not my
Well,
preference.
well, wait a minute, time out. What if you're dealing with a masculine man that plays secretive on the other side of the fence? Then
It's secretive. I don't know. You said it was a secret.
Like undercover brother.
Undercover brother?
Then
No.
what do you do?
No. I've experienced that once. I've experienced that once in my life, finding out like months after I stopped seeing somebody that they were bisexual. I found out months later, after we stopped dealing with each other, that he was bisexual. It did not go very well when I called him.
What was his name?
He's in the lifestyle too. And I don't. Some people know.
There were no signs.
For me, no. For me, nope. He was actually there with me when my dad passed away. Like, we were. Shut up, Gray. Shut up, Gray. Shut up, Gray.
Very comforting. Nice.
Shut up, Gray. So yes, he was there.
Oh, Gray knows who it is?
Yeah, clearly.
He was present the couple of weeks leading up to my dad passing away. And I found out months later that he was, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like with situations like that, there's not a lot of in between when it comes to women. Either they're for it or not down with it, but there's really not a lot of middle ground when it comes to that, at least from what I've noticed in my experience from people, from women that I've talked to about that.
Definitely.
See,
I don't
open to it. I don't.
Terrence,
it just leaves me.
You're open to dating
back
a bisexual
man.
man?
Back in the game. Get back in the game.
Okay. I'm sorry. Thank you, Queen. Because I was about to go off on that. I just about to have that conversation right now. Okay. Wow. So all of us raised our hands except for Kiki and said that we've been a side piece knowingly. Tiffany withdrew her hand. Tiffany was like, "No, I didn't know."
You withdrew your hand?
No, knowing and unknowing.
I have both, but the question was, have you knowingly been a side piece? And Tiffany withdrew her hand. She said no. She's never knowingly been a side piece. So, Jorge, what is your definition of side piece?
The relationship
side piece is a woman that knows that
Mm-hmm.
you are in a serious relationship and you guys still have sex, y'all still kick it, you guys still have something. But
why does it have to be a woman? Can a man be a side piece?
I have.
I mean, I guess it's possible, but from all the things all the discussions I've had and looked up, it's always reference to women. I mean, they've done shows about women being side pieces and whatnot. I've never seen one with a guy.
Well, guys are supposed to be like sneaky links.
Sneaky links, side
I just think
niggas.
they call them something differently.
It's the same thing.
It's the same.
Yeah. I mean, but it's always a double standard with men and women. When women do it, then it's side piece or it's whatever.
But let's be real though, like a sneaky link
and women.
Sneaky link is usually for single people, right? Like you don't hear married guys talking about a sneaky link.
Yeah, because that's more like a friend with benefits type thing.
To me, that would fall more because a side piece is a woman that knows that you have another life, a family,
another situation.
And she's okay. She knows her spot. She knows her role.
Right.
A sneaky link, that's a sneaky link. You're just being sneaky. She may not know who you are. She may not know where you live. It's more of those hit and runs or ask me no questions, I'll tell no lies.
Well, I think that men can still be side pieces. It might just be seen differently. Someone said, so Charlene, thank you. You're chiming in. She said, yes, he can. Men are side pieces all the time. Many folks don't know they are side pieces, unfortunately.
I've been
and that sounds like Tiffany. Tiffany says she ain't know. So tell us about that, Tiffany. Oh, well, first, what's your definition of a side piece? Do you agree with Jorge?
To me, a side piece is just a secretive partner on the side. That's
okay.
Cut and dry for me.
Okay.
And you want to know about my experience about being a side piece that I didn't know about?
Mm-hmm.
So I had a partner, and he was married, but he kept telling me, like, he had me blocked on all of his social media accounts. So I was like, oh, because he told me he didn't have social media. He lied about where he lived.
This day and age, my grandma has social media, yo.
Right.
My abuelita.
Yeah. So what I did was I did a
I
background check.
know a few people without social media.
I do too. I do
When I
too.
did the background check, I found a
Sheldon.
name that coincided with his name, but it was like a hyphenated name. So it's like, okay, well, that's a marriage type thing. So let me look her up on Facebook. When I looked her up on Facebook, boom, there he was. And in the pictures, her father was commenting, "Oh, look at my beautiful daughter and son-in-law." I was like, "Oh, really?" So when I got his attention, he was like, "Well, I was going to tell you, but we're separated and we're getting a divorce and yada, yada, yada." I said, "Well, I won't see you again until you show me the divorce papers and everything's fine."
Right.
And then when I told him that about, you know, like I have a partner, he's like, "Well, I want you to myself." No. That's not how it works.
He cheated and then wants you to be to himself. How that work?
He wants to bake the cake and eat it too, my man. Yeah, good luck.
I mean, how the audacity to say,
and then,
I want you
and then a couple months after I stopped dealing with him, he got another girl pregnant.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
you
that's
said
totally,
a couple of
he
months
was just
after you stopped
community. He
dealing
was
with
just
him,
community
he had a
playing.
girl a couple of months pregnant. Is that what you said?
yeah.
Wow.
Woo!
Well, in actuality, he was dealing with her while dealing with me too, and still married.
That's what I said.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of juices flowing. That's a lot going on. That's a lot of energy.
Not a lot of juices flowing.
Right.
That's a lot of steps in the kitchen.
That's a lot going on.
Yeah. So it kind of turned me off from wanting to have another partner, and I've kind of just been being really careful and going steady and slow and getting to know the person, because I'm not just going to jump into a relationship with another partner and then have the same bullshit happen, because either I find out on my own or I get the call from the wife or the baby mama or the girlfriend. Who's this? Why are you number in my man's phone? Time out, sis. We can friends.
We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna table that confrontation when you find out. When you found out.
Oh, it always ends up being a roasting session on the dude, and me and her end up being like tight as hell.
That's happened to me.
So.
Great, that happened to me, didn't it? Jorge, tell us about your side piece experience. Tell us about it.
Oof. So this was a coworker situation. I was already separated at the time, and she was also working on her separation situation, and obviously people at work, that's usually one of the leading ways to connect with side pieces, right? Because you are around each other a lot. You can sneak off. You can connect without having a text or having to connect on social media. So from that standpoint, I definitely think that it makes it feasible and maybe even more probable. So I'm always on alert when I hear work husband. I'm like, what you mean work husband?
Right.
But
we had an episode on that a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Telling you.
Yep. We definitely did.
I told you.
We had an episode on that a couple weeks ago.
I would say this as far as with the side piece situation. To me, it's a dog eat dog world, right? So on one hand, if you're going to be a side piece, you can't also bitch and complain about trying to find genuine love, because it just doesn't work like that, right? So like, I get it, right? People gonna do. Listen, I've done it, so I don't want to be a hypocrite. I've owned up my shit, and I've tried to do better, and not get myself involved in that, especially being single. If you're single and you're over here getting attached with married people, like, to me that makes no sense,
right?
Because there's a whole fish of single people, and you're trying to find love with somebody who's already married to somebody else. Like, come on.
Right.
That's that to me is a sucker's bet. Now, if you already know what it is, and hey, out of sight, out of mind, okay, cool. But don't try to also finagle and be like, oh, I'm looking for true love. That you'll never find true love being a side piece. Let's call it what it is. You already know what it is. It's either a lust or a sexual thing or monetary.
Yeah. Okay.
It's transactional.
Yeah. So the situation that you were in, you knowingly were the side piece.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And she was married.
Yes, she was. I remember one time there was a work function and he came to work to pick her up, and I was like, oh shit, she wasn't bullshitting.
But why? Oh shit! What happened when he picked her up?
I mean, they seem like a normal couple, but you know, maybe it always seems like that until, you know, behind closed doors, it's perception is reality. Because I've seen that before, and I've lived that where you're living a facade until reality hits that, okay, this is not for me, this isn't working, I'm checking out emotionally, mentally, physically, all that. But
trust me, I understand that completely.
once you catch yourself feeling like, yo, this is a lie, this is a facade, I'm not happy, walking on eggshells, and eventually you get to a point where you're like, okay, am I gonna ride this out, or am I gonna go look for my fucking happiness?
Yeah. So that's real.
I choose happiness.
With the situation that you were talking about, would it have been different if she was polyamorous and open with her husband about you?
At that time, I would have never done anything like that, just because I was sheltered in a lot of things. Obviously, I had already been married, being separated, and once you start learning more about how dating and relationships have evolved, it is a brand new world. But I grew up in a fairly conservative household and family very religious, so to me, like, I've never entertained anything like that at that time frame. Obviously now it's a game changer.
Yeah.
I've dabbled in a lot of different things, and obviously it's become more socially accepted in a way where it's just becoming a thing where now, like she was mentioning, being a prude or being conservative is more like a, whoa, you're still out here.
Kashonda, what about you? What's your definition of a side piece, or is it the same?
It's pretty much the same. Now, as far as that sneaky link, that's a whole other topic, but I don't necessarily think I agree with that definition. But since we're talking about side pieces, I definitely agree with everybody else's pretty much definition of what a side piece is. Now,
okay. Tell us about it. So you said you've been a side piece knowingly and unknowingly. Tell us about that.
Which one?
Both. Knowingly first. Look at Gray.
So my first husband cheated so bad. That mother. Oh.
You good? You good?
Go ahead, girl.
That dude cheated so bad that and I was so young, and I remember having a conversation with my father, and my father was like, all men cheat. So as long as, you know, she ain't taking no money out y'all house, you know, don't worry about it. So I was like, well, shit. It is what it is. Then we go, you cheat, I'm a cheater. May the best cheater win. So
may the best cheater win. How do you win at being a cheater? How do you win at being a cheater?
Listen, now, Tiffany, you know I already told you my level of petty.
I do, but I'm trying to figure out at what point if the one is labeled the better cheater. What is that? What is that qualification for the better cheater?
I ultimately I was a side piece for a brief moment. At first I didn't know. But then when I found out, I didn't care, because Sugar Daddy, he would take care of me. He was, anyway, he used to ride motorcycles, and he rode motorcycles with my husband. Anyway, I left my husband. He put me in the house, bought me a new truck, and so made the best cheater win. He left his wife, and me and his kids are still cool. I hope they're not tuning in, but it's those
Hey,
secret.
kids.
They know.
That's how
And
you
they
met your
grown now.
father.
They're grown. And mind you, this is like 22 years ago, 23 years ago, something like that.
That means y'all kids are grown now.
Well, he knew you. Wait, he was one of your
And
husband's
y'all know
friends?
y'all daddy was a dog.
Yeah, they rode motorcycles together.
Y'all knew y'all daddy was a dog.
That's another topic in itself, right there. Messing.
Yeah, but he made it. Pat was his
friends,
home.
right?
And when he died,
it's a regularity. It's a regularity now with Rolling Stone. Gracious. I had one guy try to talk to me.
Wherever he laid his ass was at home.
when he died.
That's my dad. That's my father.
Hey.
But I know you're trying to keep the polyamorous thing to the side. But this is how bad it's getting. So I had a guy who I did not know he was married, but he was like, you should let me take you out on a date. You should let me take you on a date. And the first thing he hollers is, I'm poly. And I was like, now you're saying that so that you can try to trick me into believing that your wife is okay with you taking me out on a date.
My husband used to do that.
No, wait. Just because he said he's poly doesn't mean she is.
Right. That's true. But men, they be using I'm poly to cheat. They be using I'm poly to cheat.
Time out. That's simple to fix, though. That's a phone call away. That's a FaceTime away. Like, all right, let's get your wife on the line. Let me greet her real quick. That's a
simple.
I understand, but no,
not all women are going to ask for proof, obviously.
That's a simple
where's your last girlfriend at?
They have their own.
What I say? I said just because he poly, don't mean she is.
Check it. But there's a lot of
he poly when he's out of town.
Bandwagon. I think that they have the proper idea of polyamory and know nothing about it. So they do utilize the word to cover up their cheating, which I don't whatsoever. So
what kind of camera are you using right now, Tiffany? Do you have a camera person?
Are you doing technical assistance tonight? What is going on, Greg?
Oh, it was dope. It was like it panned out and then it came back in. I'm like, what?
Oh, because I'm on my iPad. So
oh, that's dope.
Thanks.
Sorry. I was having money talk before the money talk. I'm sorry.
But what I do, the misconstrued conception of polyamory is I ask the person, what is your what is your definition of polyamory? Because it's a simple definition.
It is.
And if the person doesn't know it and they're going off of their own understanding of it, then that's my cue where I can either educate them or leave them the fuck alone.
Right.
Oh, so is there like a code word version of it like the Masons have? Is there like a secret?
Polyamory is super easy. Poly means multiple, amory means so it's multiple. A lot of people utilize polyamory in the word as a way to have more sexual.
Right. They got more. They love everybody they have sex with.
Well, that's the thing. People are confusing sex with love, and that's not what it is.
No, but they're not confused. They think I'm making love many times.
No.
This is why I said we have to separate poly from the side piece conversation.
Let me ask y'all this. Do you guys remember Tiger Woods and his indiscretions that he had?
Yeah.
So do you guys remember all those women that were getting interviewed on talk shows crying and complaining and bitching about how they didn't know that man was married? And the internet was still around, by the way.
Right.
Yep.
That was literally 2 words away from typing out on Google and they'll let you know that man was married. When I saw that, I was like, really? Like, are we really going to victimize women that knew they were fucking a married man, a rich iconic married man at that.
Right. Yeah.
Like that to me, that to me, like I said, like, hey, you get what you deserve. Like, hey, I get it. It happens. It's a dog world, but don't come in here acting like a victim when you're the one that started the fire.
Exactly.
Be
When you
responsible.
knowingly stay in a relationship that you know that person, even when you find out, if you continue, you're still guilty. You're still guilty. Once you
But
find
that was a simple look the man up online and it'll show you he's married, he's got kids,
Exactly.
all that. So
What if they're just married on paper?
What's that?
What if they're just married on paper?
I mean, she was beating him with the golf club when she found out. I don't think that was just paper.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in general. What if he's just married on paper?
So that means he's separated?
I don't understand the question. So if he's married, then he can't have a side. If he's
Well, somebody needed some citizenship, and you was like,
yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean,
so someone
one,
that is married
that's a federal
for
offense
convenience.
if you get got. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the rest of the question? I feel like you're not asking the whole question.
So is that considered? Would you be considered a side piece then?
If the man is in a convenience marriage, a convenient marriage,
mm-hmm.
Then that's an open relationship or open marriage.
Yeah, that would be open. Yeah, there's a dynamic to that.
But I mean, is it an open marriage if the convenient wife doesn't know?
No, because
it's not.
Negate the whole open.
Then that is cheating. That is
That's cheating. If all parties are not aware of what's going on, that's a cheat.
Yeah.
If there's deceit or lies or deception, that's cheating.
Yep.
That's not poly.
That's not poly. No,
it's not poly.
When you're a poly, you are aware that someone is your partner is dating other people
and has consent to what's going on.
Exactly.
So I've been told as long as my wife likes you, you're in. I said, as long as your wife likes me, I'm in. This is my first experience with it. I didn't even know. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And I was like, so your wife is okay with me coming to your house?
That sounds like
as long as she likes you, you're cool. Mind you, I'm green as the grass outside during the springtime. So I had no idea what was going on.
Green?
That was dope right there.
Well, let me tell you that
how
makes
much
you
better it would be if your lighting was better. Oh my god. That was one of them.
Get up off her.
That was one of them Instagram clips where you clip that part of it and you just have you on camera. Boom, in your glory. Kelly Boone. Lighting was fucked up.
IT support. IT support. Do we need to put a ticket in?
That was good content. I'm sorry. I just really see.
Let me ask you guys this. So since we've all been side pieces, right? So we've all dabbled in that one way or another. Would you marry your side piece if you felt like, hey,
probably
they're
not
single now? Would you go and try to maybe build a serious relationship?
I have not been a side piece.
Kelly has not been a side piece. She's
okay.
Hell no.
No, because if I'm a side piece and I know that you got somebody, then you're not loyal to them. You're not gonna be loyal to me.
You're loyal to me. At least you know the truth, because some people be acting like they don't know.
We did
that. We would have to have a come to Jesus moment.
You could fuck a good. Oh.
How do you know that you're not fucking Tiger Woods? Like, how do you not know that you're not? And he has a wife. I mean,
ignorance is bliss.
The reality shows that came out with the side pieces, like it's being glorified now, being the side piece.
Have a show about the side chicks of Charlotte or something?
Yes, side chicks of Charlotte.
And I've been down here. I've been in Charlotte for 5 years in December, and this is the most I've seen people like try to do the side piece thing ever. Like
it's a thing now.
Huh?
But why do y'all think that is? Why do y'all think that people are more comfortable with being side pieces?
I don't know.
Because
And then I'd be like, what do I look like I would be a side piece? Like, what does a side piece look like? So, because I don't want to be. So if I'm wearing this champion, it makes me a side piece. I'm not gonna wear it because I don't want to be a side piece. But they do come at you, and this I know there's no way that I can be on this earth for 47 years and not know that somebody's married or with somebody. You even move like you have somebody.
Right.
You can tell how a person moves that they're with somebody.
Yeah, like you can't go to their house. You can't call them after certain times.
Right. Or girl, they'll text you all day after 5 o'clock. You don't get no text to tomorrow morning.
Exactly.
Good morning, sweetheart.
You sure you ain't been a side piece before, Kelly? You sure?
I have had enough friends. No. And then there are men who try to make you the side piece. They have the same stilo, the same movements. So when that happens, if somebody try to talk to me and they're talking to me throughout the day, and at 6 o'clock, I'll say, hey, there's no response. And you don't get no response until tomorrow at 8. He went home to his wife or his woman. Then you should know better. You know what I mean? If you don't want to be a side piece, you should know those movements and activities.
He fell asleep.
Well, I will say that I didn't care about being a side piece because I didn't give a damn about marriage. I was like, it's just a piece of paper. I can do this and get divorced tomorrow, marry somebody else. Look, I've been married 2 times, so no. I never took this shit serious.
Okay, I have a good question. So it says, my question to the female side piece, past or present, I don't understand why self-esteem is raised when playing this position. Ooh.
Totally lack none back then. Totally lack none. Thank God for therapy and growth.
That's a good question. Do you think that side pieces they feel as if they know that they can't get better,
if I
or they know
myself?
Who wants to play second to anybody? I don't play second to anybody. I'm always gonna be number one. So that's how I feel. But if there are people that are okay with it, that's on them. I don't necessarily think that every person who is a side piece has low self-esteem. I think they know exactly what they're doing, and they already know how to run the game.
I will say this also. Now, Tiffany know me to be petty. So I left my first husband. I got with his friend. Yes. I was his side piece briefly. He left his wife, and
you just destroying marriages.
I was. And we were engaged.
Wow.
You got engaged?
Wait, as a side piece? So you graduated after side piece.
Right.
Television.
His wife. He put me in a house. He put me in a house on the beach. He bought me a new truck.
That sounds like a sugar baby vibe. No, not side piece.
That was your sugar daddy. That's what that was.
But I started out as a side piece.
Okay.
By y'all definition, I started out as a side piece.
Yeah.
And y'all got engaged after he left his wife and you left your husband.
She got promoted.
Yeah.
She did get promoted.
Almost bottom bitch status.
That only speaks to
baby.
But wait, that only speaks to my point, because everybody thinks that the side chick is another number 2 position, but ultimately she ends up getting the best of him.
Why?
Ooh.
Because
it very well could be that the side piece is fulfilling the needs that the wife isn't.
Correct.
That's a good point.
Correct.
Why did he or she?
And as a former side piece,
get a side piece in the first place?
I think I got the best of her.
You will for a little bit, but eventually something's got to give.
The best of her.
I mean,
you can't be side piecing forever. Like eventually somebody's going to be like, all right, look, you're not fulfilling me completely anymore, or you've already got me. It has an expiration date, in my opinion.
That is when our time together is done. That's what that means.
Or you can get upgraded.
Or you can get upgraded like Kashonda.
If
Kashonda
you
got
want
upgraded
to take that route, because you might not trust her.
And he very well shouldn't have.
How you got
the person is how you could lose them.
Facts.
Say that again, Tiffany. I missed it. I'm sorry.
how you get the person is how you could lose them.
Very true.
Very true.
Very, very true.
And I think both parties already know that too.
As far as the self-esteem thing, though, I will say that
Well, some.
when a woman goes into a relationship with a man, if she has the intention of wanting a committed relationship, that's going to fuck with her self-esteem, knowing that she's a side piece. But then you have other females who don't want to have the responsibilities of a committed relationship with a man.
I was going to say, I had a friend, I would not let her around my man because she liked being a side piece.
Yo, there is something, I'd like to add something to this conversation. There are studies out there that support that a lot of women find married men very attractive because it creates almost like a supply and demand, like a scarcity type deal, right? Because a lot of, obviously, let's not kid ourselves, the divorce rate is ridiculous right now. Last time I checked, like, what, people don't even make it to 4 years the last time I checked. And there is some power to a married man, especially a good-looking, successful, good husband, married man. There is a level of envy and appeal because at least you know that, hey, this dude's got to be doing something right because he's got his shit together.
I'm gonna add to that because
I married an ugly one. That shit didn't make no difference.
Out there. So women are constantly going to be competing for one man if there's less men than there are women.
Oh God, you're right.
Like they say, all the parking spaces
of
are
available
taken, right?
women to men is
like good men.
Huh?
Shaquana, what did you drink? I want some of what you drank.
It's water.
Look, I got some.
It's fairy water. You see, it comes in sparkly cups.
It's water. So what kind of person do we think a side piece is? Describe a side piece. Describe what kind of person a side piece is.
A side piece is somebody who don't, I mean, it all depends because some people are okay with it and some people are not. Now, I would say that I was married and my husband did step out with a woman, you know, and she knew about me. That's what made me mad. Like, you met me and you still pursued it. She didn't give several fucks about who she was upset. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't really, you know, I don't want to be a side piece. But then at the end, you know, I was able to see tables turn, you know, and I don't know what was going on, but you came back and asked me for, you know, I want to ask for your forgiveness. And I always said, I will beat this bitch up if I ever seen her, you know. But I just looked at her and was like, you know, I forgive you because, you know, time had passed or whatever. And maybe maybe, you know, the tables turned, it was on her. You know what I'm saying? And then she knew how it felt. So that's how. And I don't say, and some people are okay. This culture that we're in now, a lot of people are okay with it. You can have a side piece and you find out that your man or your woman is cheating and y'all still will be together in 2 weeks. It doesn't matter.
But
why? We winning these days.
Right. They got TV shows.
Talking about why these hoes be winning. You know, Jasmine Sullivan made a whole song about it.
Kelly.
They got TV shows, a whole TV
sound bites.
Being a side piece.
All these wonderful sound bites, Kelly.
What does that mean?
And your lighting is still shit.
Gray, shut up.
What is a sound bite?
We could clip these and just use them as 30-second shorts to promo the show if we could just see her face.
You know what, Gray? We're coming to you. When were you a side piece? Tell us about that.
It was a long time ago. I was still living in Maryland.
He ain't got that professional mic, that's for sure.
I was going to say, we can hardly hear you, so you need to go upgrade your mic.
My mic's not working. Look, I went and got a mic. It doesn't work. Hello? Hello?
I thought it was a fan.
What the hell is that?
I thought it was a fan too.
I was going to say, no, he is not talking in a fan.
You cannot hear me?
We can hear you now, but you need to do something about that microphone because
I mean,
You talk about everybody else.
I was gonna ask you if it was better.
No,
That's better.
Is it better now?
Queen said it's not better.
It's not better.
No, you need to go get you another microphone.
I was really hoping this was gonna be better.
No, you was there. You was there for a second.
Oh, but I had to be like right here.
Yeah.
He trying to put his Barry White on right now.
Yeah.
Hey, how y'all doing?
But can you get back in the camera?
On schedule.
There you go.
Yeah,
okay. So tell us about when you was a side piece.
Right.
I used to live in Maryland because that's where I grew up. And
we ain't got all night.
Come on now.
What part of Maryland?
I was in PG County.
Oh, okay. I think we discussed that last time.
Yeah, I was in PG County.
DMV in the house.
DMV in the house. Run Joe.
Go ahead. Shake them off. Let's get it. Okay.
So it was probably my early 20s. This was the first time that I was knowingly a side piece.
First time.
The first time.
Well, you develop a
liking for it.
A knack for it.
Sometimes.
A niche.
I mean, it could be kind of niche. It could be a little niche. Yeah.
Okay.
So you made a career of being a side piece? Go ahead.
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Oh, Mr. Steal Your Girl. I know when you won't be stealing.
You can send them back. It's all right. It's all right.
That's fired.
It's all right. I'm wearing my Teflon polo shirt today. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it, Gray. Let's hear it.
So she was married, and I played the part of her gay friend.
Oh,
damn!
Thanksgiving dinner and all
art. It's an art form over here. You understand, people?
He said it's an art form.
I am going to do it to my fullest capacity. That is just the way that I see life. I was a gay
you
friend.
You played a gay man?
I sure did.
I was wise up with these gay friends.
She had sleepovers and shit. And he was like, this dude was invited. He was invited. And he didn't want to come because I ain't trying to be around that gay nigga. Don't come then, nigga. Yeah, don't come.
Wow.
Stay home. Watch the game.
Wait.
Watch the game with the fellas.
Can we put this on the level of me dealing with the bisexual man? Can we put this on the same level?
We absolutely can.
Can we put
we absolutely can.
While you're playing PlayStation, you know what I'm doing.
Clapping cheeks.
You playing a gay man.
You don't know what I'm doing because you think I'm playing for the other team.
Shut up. How long did this last?
It's like the trans basketball player.
I got a reputation.
You want a man or some shit.
I'm
How long did this Academy Award-winning drama last?
Yes.
He might still think I'm gay. I don't know.
Damn.
Hope he's not watching. Hope he's not watching.
What's his name?
No name dropping. No.
Drop his name.
Take it.
Because I'm going to go tell him.
If you come up missing, man.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
You know what? Jorge said the right thing to stop me. If I come up, I ain't trying to come up missing. You know, I don't live a life where I have to look over my shoulder.
Are they still together?
I can neither confirm nor deny that. I don't know.
Interesting.
I will say this though.
Probably not though.
I think age matters when
you
it
kind of
comes
lies
to
being told in marriage that's not the way. It's not the way to make a marriage
I
last.
mean, that's the. I mean, well, you played. I mean, I don't know. Too. Whoa. I'm just speechless.
Thank you for taking on the top 10 blooper of the evening. Thank you.
I don't know that it was a blooper. I was very intentional with what I said.
I know you. I know you were.
Yeah. That's very intentional.
So you know what? I'm curious. What other roles have you played as the side piece? I'm curious.
Yo, you
I
was Farnsworth Bentley for real.
I was best friends. I was the wife's best friend, and also
You was
in a
around
relationship.
here being Farnsworth Bentley for real.
I was also in a relationship, so like
Just tell me one thing. Was you drinking a cup like
nobody
that?
knew what was. Nobody knew.
Hold on. You were in a relationship you were playing a gay man.
No.
Oh, this is a different relationship.
In another relationship.
I played gay one time.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not a recurring occurrence. It was play. It was play.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, I get it.
Pause.
So in the relationship where you were playing the gay man,
yeah,
you were also in another relationship?
No. I was single then.
You was in full act mode. Full character.
I was single.
In full character.
I was sowing my royal oats, Kashonda. I was single.
All his oats.
From sea to shining sea.
That's hey. I've got hoes. You know what I'm saying? 770 404.
What you got in that cup, Kashonda?
Just water.
Fairy water. It's fairy water blessed by the fairies of
So do you
Neverland.
have to play like a character to be a side piece? Like
no, but I don't know. I actually prefer.
No, you just got to know your role.
What about the side chicks that don't know they role? Who don't play their role?
I know my role.
What is the side piece's role?
I told you I met that dude.
Out of sight, out of mind.
What's the side piece's role?
I winked at him. That's about as gay as I was gonna get. I winked at him.
We done moved on. We done moved on past that.
I'm just saying. I was playing my role. My role was You told. And it wasn't even my idea.
You was playing your role as a side piece, so you winked at the man.
It wasn't even my idea. She said to me, I told him you were my gay friend. It's okay.
If she would have invited you to the bedroom, you'd have went.
Hell no.
Why do I?
Hell no.
I don't know.
You know.
No, I don't know.
You know better than that. You know better than that.
I don't know.
You know better than that.
You may not know that, but you know better than that.
You know better than that.
I'm speechless.
God damn it. You know better than that, god damn it.
That just goes to show you how far a man will go for some good pussy.
For the good
Let
Kit
that
Kat.
sink
I mean,
in.
it wasn't
The
bad.
good Kit Kat bar.
That's the reason why I was a side piece, because it was so good. Like, yes, give it to me and go home to your wife. It was great.
Love and lust will make you do some wild shit.
It will. But that was in my 20s. I don't believe in being a side piece. If she doesn't know about me, I'm not doing it.
I think it's important. The age is important to me, because if you out here in your 40s and 50s and still trying to side piece, You know exactly what you're doing. You know what you like.
You done patent the game.
Hey, no judgment, right? Because
should
we've
be no
already established
mistakes.
that most of us have dabbled in that for the most part. But
Right.
you already know what you're doing.
Right.
Exactly.
So
If
you
you're
get what you
a
get. You
side
reap
piece
what you sow.
over 25, you know what the deal is. You know what the deal is.
Yeah, you're not trying to be in a relationship.
Yeah, you just prefer not to be in a relationship. So, but what is the role of a side piece? What is a side piece? What is a side piece supposed to do?
Be quiet. Stay out of
There
sight,
you
out of
go.
mind.
That's a whole other conversation.
No benefit.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Out of sight, out of mind would be cheating. Oh, wait a minute. See,
We can't.
Remember, the side piece is willingly. You're willingly the side
woman
piece.
away from your family. That's how that works. If not, then what the hell are you calling her a side piece for?
So can the side piece go out on dates with the?
I'm sure it happens because let's be real. There's an element that we need to bring to the table. Certain types of professions and occupations make it very, very convenient to have side pieces. Athletes, performers, truck drivers, people in the medical field. A hospital? Are you kidding me? They have the rooms right there. You don't even got to leave work.
Yeah, that is facts.
And if you work together, you don't need to text.
Not working in the hospital.
I mean, legend has it that you don't need to be in a bed. You could use a desk.
Very true.
Law enforcement, men in uniform,
very true.
Army.
Like you could just stand up. You don't even have to use a desk. You could just stand up.
Very
up against the wall in the hallway.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say this to the
that would be
ladies.
Some 50 Shades of Grey, right, Gray? 50
That's
Shades.
Right.
To the ladies, though,
that's right,
be mindful of. Like when you're dating a man, you need to ask him, "What do you do for a living?" "Oh, I travel for a living." Then that right there should let you know, hey, there's a high probability that this isn't the only city he comes to have a good time. You feel me?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So
but I still want to talk about the role, though. Like I know, like I really want to know the role. Does she not talk about the person, or he not talk about the other person to friends? Like, is it supposed to be a secret that she's a side piece?
Secret.
Like,
I can't be outing you in your relationship.
What is the benefit of being a side piece? Otherwise than probably good sex and your bills getting paid. What is the benefit?
You just nailed it.
Sex.
Okay.
Extra income, extra attention,
or say there
she doesn't ask, or he or she doesn't ask any questions.
No, that part. But say there is a relationship element. Like say that you all are like kind of dating, and she's getting her boyfriend experience or whatever.
I think there's a time when that happens that if they build an emotional connection, that the wife will turn into the side piece and the side piece will turn into the main. Because I believe that if you have an emotional connection, that outbeats any kind of sex. So it could be
facts. That's true.
Very true.
So
yeah,
very true.
But that's why I said elaborate on takes the number one position.
So what is the boyfriend experience?
What
is the boyfriend experience?
There's got to be an emotional connection to that, I would think.
I mean,
is it that he's treating her as if they're in a relationship, like treating her like she's the main one?
Right. While they're together.
Mm-hmm. While they're together, he treats her like she is the one.
Mm-hmm. But the guy still get off. I mean, what does the guy get? You just get new pussy.
It might be good pussy. It might be the maybe he likes their personality.
Peace.
Maybe he likes to be left alone though.
Peace, a listening ear.
Yep.
Comfort.
All of that. Yeah. Comfort.
A good meal.
A place to go to get away from all the goddamn kids.
A place to land.
Or I could just hire a counselor or therapist.
A therapist. Sex therapist. Yeah. I mean, if he come home and he done learn some new tricks and you didn't teach him to him, well, goddamn.
Shit, I'm giving her a Christmas card. Thanks.
There you go.
Oh,
he wants to do a Christmas card.
Yep.
Yo, check this out. So
She said,
Lucky she don't get a cookie basket with it.
my second job, I started working at a bank, and we were doing, some call center stuff because I was one of their bilingual employees. Anyways, we had to do credit checks because people would apply for loans and whatnot. Okay. So we had the wife that called in. She was married, and because they were married together, she had all his information, and we had the authority to pull credit on any spouse as long as one spouse was on the line and they could provide the information. You feel me? So anyways, we pulled her credit. They went over it. Everything was cool. Then we pulled up hubby's credit, and there was a condo that came up that she had no idea what it was about. This guy was like a big wig. He was like a CEO for a big company. And she was like, wait, there's a condo in Florida. She had no idea. And obviously it was for his side piece business that the man had.
Oh,
and we as the bank had to break the news.
Should have had another account.
I was about to say she had another account or put that in somebody else's name.
Not smart.
He was supposed to buy that in the name of an LLC.
Yeah.
Or something.
Right.
Why in the hell would it be on his personal credit?
Y'all are terrible.
Oh my God. What is wrong with you people?
That was dumb.
So because of that situation, we had now after that situation that came about, and we literally had a meeting to talk about this with all the employees, because what we had to do after that, we had to make sure that we got consent from all married parties. So husband and wife had to be on the phone to provide permission to pull credit reports, because that started a
drama all over.
You feel me?
Right.
But then you do have some spouses, some women that are okay if their husbands have side pieces as long as they pay the bills. They're not slack. I've seen it. I've heard it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that is a whole culture. It is. Like some people
that would be considered
don't care.
Do this poly.
Yeah,
I had one of my husband's side pieces call me, and I literally was like, "What you calling me for? Why you on my line? You should be with him, because you holding me up from where I'm trying to get to. I got a date. What you doing?
Why are you holding me up?"
He said, "Do you boo? Be the side piece.
Some of that water."
That's the one I married. That's the one. That's the ones whose husband I married.
Oh wow!
You know, Tiffany, that's the one I told you about.
Yes.
My second daughter's father.
Yes.
Her second. Not only did she take that woman's husband, but then she procreated with him.
Ooh.
Oh, no. Now hold on. In defense, it's not quite the same story, but my first husband did have a side piece who used to play on my phone. Then I confronted her and I told her husband, and then a year later I married her husband, and now we have a almost 20-year-old.
Is that different than what I just said?
No.
I thought it was the same thing. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
so you 6 kids, huh, Kashonda?
So the question is so this is a good question from Miss Shania? Miss Shania. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. She says, when the wife called you, did you embellish on the information? So that's a good question. If you're a side piece and the main woman calls you, do you give her all the details?
I will.
If you would have asked me that in my early 20s, I would have been like, hell yeah. But now, as a more modest woman, but more so say, I think you need to have a conversation with them.
Okay. So in my 20s, I definitely was telling all it all. I even set up a one-woman's husband for her because he needed to learn.
That's the worst. When they ask me questions, they already know the answer to.
I've done that too. I've said
and I did that. I've told women like, y'all, you calling me, you already know what's going on. But since you want to know, here you go. But now, first of all, I would never be a side piece now. You can fuck that.
Yeah.
I take very well good care of myself.
Yeah. So I mean, when you're a side piece and the other person, the main partner or whatever, finds out about you, what do you do then? Like, do you
It all
do you
depends
let it
on
out?
If she comes at you with some disrespectful rah shit, then you come back with the rah shit. Like,
okay, so if she's respectful.
I had a girl come at me with the rah, and I was like, listen, babe, we share them. You want them on the weekends? You want them for the week?
That ain't no side piece no more. That's Polly's talk right there.
Right. You're not a side piece when y'all go that route.
Side piece means you're supposed to be out of sight, laying low, quiet.
Well, she called my phone with the rah.
Well, Jorge, I wanted you to expand on that. Like, I want you to expand on that. You said out of mind, out of sight. So that's what I was asking. Is the side piece just a sexual thing? Because if it's out of sight, out of mind, we're not going out. We're only spending time in the house. Like, what does that mean? Out of sight, out of mind. I need more. Explain.
Check this out. For example, I went out on a date with a couple of dates with a girl that worked for the Charlotte Hornets. She worked in their front office. She would help the players as far as providing tickets, getting them established in the city, all that stuff. You feel me? Now, what was interesting, she told me that when players would make special requests to get into the arena, to get seating, to get press box, etc., she would have to strategically give seating out depending on who was all coming to the game that was coming to see the players, because these women did not know that they're there to watch the same guy play, because one is sitting on one side, the other guy's sitting on the other side, and obviously he would let the lady know, like, hey, look, I need seating. I need one on one side of the court. I need another one on the other side of the court because I got some friends coming to see me. And obviously these guys have plenty of money, so they can fly women in for the weekend or for a few days. They don't know that they're really playing on the same field or with the same fellow. You feel me? So that's how deep this goes. So to me, if you're having a side piece, you either have to be naive or, like she mentioned, that you know something's up, you just don't want to know, or ask me no questions, I'll tell no lies type thing. But the definition of a side piece is not to flaunt around and to show off like a peacock, because that means you're putting all that business out there. You're pretty much giving away the evidence. So how are you going to deny if you got her all over your social media, or you got pictures of over here at the Ritz-Carlton or Del Frisco's? How do you deny it when the receipts are right there? So to me, if you're going to do it right, don't do it out in the open.
Right.
And if you're doing it out in the open, everybody knows, then that's not really a side piece.
It's not. I'm just trying to, okay, so in my 20s, had I been a side piece before? Yeah, I had. And I've already told y'all it was because the sex was amazing. And it was just like, okay, great. We had our time. Go back to your wife kind of thing. But now, at my age, I'm not going to be nobody's side piece. I'm not going to be second to nobody. Even though
I wouldn't be second.
I'm going to be honest. I felt like that in my marriage. I felt like I was the second to the things that was going on. I didn't feel as if I was the main person. I'm not ever going to go through that again. So to me, and when a person is a side piece and they knowingly are dealing with someone who's in a relationship, to me, I'm going back to the question about self-esteem. Like, who are you to want to be
second?
Who are you
to bring it to the front, Tiffany? Bring it through, Tiffany. Come on.
Not second. That's the thing.
How you not second, Gray?
You're not second. Because if that dude decides to step outside of his relationship and deal with you, he has now shifted his focus to you. The person that's not getting his attention is his wife.
But she getting the money and the
bread, my man. She's still the wife. When you go to court, the side piece don't be
temporary though.
Yeah, the side piece.
A married woman, she's like, I dare you get a side piece, because if you do, and I catch you, it's a
We're
wrap.
talking about the relationship, though, not the law, Jorge. We're talking about the relationship. She's not.
Put it like this:
second.
a side piece
Attention is on
doesn't
her.
go to the judge and be like, "Hey, I was a side piece. I feel entitled to this, that, and the other." Now, if that side piece is impregnated, then yeah,
we're
we can
not
definitely have
talking
that
about the
conversation.
law. We're
Now
talking
you're going
about
to be paying $10,000 for a 1-year-old for child support.
So you're saying
We're
that
not-
the side piece is now becomes the main one because he's giving her the attention?
She becomes his focus, his priority. She's the
wife
one
still
who
holds
gets
the
taken
power.
on the trips. She's
But
the one.
for how long?
I'm just talking about the relationship, Jorge. I'm not talking
Now,
about
that's a different,
the
but that's
financial.
a different class of side chick. Because some side chicks don't get no vacations.
Some don't.
Why do people stay married longer than they should? Tell me one of the reasons, and one of the top reasons why people get divorced is because of economics and intimacy and of infidelity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Those are the top reasons.
The side chick wishes she could get married to that man.
I mean, unless he's buying her a truck and putting her in a house on the seashore. I mean, we can't have a real life example of where the side chick comes up. The attention was on the side chick.
Are there any
situations
where you know children that had to come up?
She became the focus.
But remember, we've already established early in the conversation that if you're a side piece, it's going to be very hard to convince that individual that you should be the main squeeze when you are a side piece. And you already told us, we already discussed that, hey, if you're the side piece, man or woman is irrelevant. It's going to be hard to trust you.
Very difficult.
I can't forget,
but it can be done, apparently.
You were snooping and creeping.
Very difficult, yes, but it can be done. It's not impossible.
But that would be that.
We have found Sasquatch, Jorge.
The exception does not make the rule.
It does exist.
It's facts. You can fact check. His name's Tim Smith.
Oh, shit. The whole government name live on the private room.
It's facts. Fact check the
No
story.
name dropping.
The comments of the cast members are not a direct reflection of the private room. So
but trust and believe, the wife still holds the power. Unless there's a prenup involved.
Temporarily. She didn't.
Wow.
And if you got kids, if you're the wife and you got kids, you go to court, you're gonna have a great argument. The side piece, what is she gonna argue? Unless she has a kid with the guy. What is she gonna argue? Hey, on the side piece, I'm entitled to XYZ. The judge's gonna look at you like, get the fuck out of here.
I gotta agree with you to some extent, Jorge, that the only time a side piece may have any power is when a child becomes involved.
That is the only time. Or maybe she has inappropriate pictures.
Right. She has proof. She has concrete
That's
proof.
not hard these days.
That's not difficult.
It's not. It's not at all.
At all.
It is not.
It's not.
He probably sent some of them by text.
So I see someone said that not all side pieces want to be married. I agree with you.
That's right.
That's what I was saying.
I would think that side pieces maybe don't want to be married. Do you have a side piece that goes into a relationship that says, I want him full time?
I'm not that kind of side piece.
So you play your role. You know I'm a side piece, and I know it's
temporary. He's temporary.
You know the side piece is temporary.
I'm okay with that.
It's a band-aid. Like eventually it wears out. Like eventually the side piece is gonna be like, you know what? I found somebody else that's giving me more time and attention, and there could be potential for something more stable and long term. You can only side piece for so long.
That's a fact.
Eventually shit's gonna be like, yo, I want my own shit. And let's not kid ourselves. It's cuffing season.
And guess what? Guess what?
And you can't bring that motherfucker to Christmas because he with his wife and kids.
Right.
I don't know. So my first husband left me for Christmas to go be with his side piece.
I don't want to go to Christmas with you and your husband and your kids.
You showed up to Christmas with the side piece, you bold. That's your girlfriend. That ain't your side piece.
I was pregnant.
I don't see. Here you found a unicorn, you guys. There's a unicorn on the screen next to me. You see that?
And that was from Mario Williams. That little dirty bastard.
Another one. Another good question. It says, for men, is there an expiration on the side piece?
Yes.
which is
so. Do you have
a
side piece for years, months?
You could. It depends on how
Depends
well
on the
she plays her
dynamic.
role. What are you talking about?
So
And this
then what's
whole
the
time-
expiration date?
I didn't say I knew the expiration date. I'm just saying that there is one. It's nothing lasts forever. But however, it could be like that new
As long
milk
as she's
that
playing her role.
lasts for 3 months. I don't.
Is that what it is? As long as she plays her role.
Yeah, for
Then
me, as
she can
long
be
as she plays her role. But I'm not gonna be married and have an affair. Like I might be a boyfriend and have an affair. But I don't think I wouldn't do it if I was married. That's just like, why did I get married? What was the point?
Well, not all men see it that way.
I too am a
men see
unicorn.
it that way.
There's a saying. I don't know if you guys follow Get Down with Chris Rock. He said, "A man is faithful as his options."
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That hurts.
Man is as faithful as his options.
Ooh. Wow.
And there's some faithful side checks. They faithful.
Don't get it twisted that we don't exercise every option.
Facts. Yeah.
You know, so it ain't like we just like we might have a bunch of options. That don't mean they get too much to lose over there. Still got the options, but for me, I'm not in the. I don't like the idea or the concept of starting over. I just don't. So if I get married again, oh no, there's no. There wasn't when I was. Nope, we don't do that. Not within wedlock.
That's commendable. That is commendable, and I appreciate that.
You ever plan on getting married again?
If somebody hit me with a big enough brick and can get me to the altar, put the hand at the back of my shirt, nod my head.
Oh, if it take all that, stay your ass at home.
I feel like that was a no answer because
right. That definitely didn't sound like consent.
It's not right. The right woman can change your perspective on a lot of things. I've had a couple of friends that were like, "Oh, I don't want to be married. I wouldn't do this and that." I'm like, and then literally they found a woman that they were in love with, and it was a wrap for them. They got married, had kids.
That's the brick. So. It doesn't have to be a literal brick, ladies.
No, hey, if it's genuine love, I'm all for it.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a literal. It doesn't have to be a literal brick, ladies. We can use metaphors and similes and allegory and all kinds of things. It's okay. I'm saying if the right woman come along, then sure.
Okay. Ray.
I don't know that she exists. I'm alive.
Okay. We know that you're alive.
When's your birthday, Gray?
February 15th.
Valentine's baby. Valentine's baby.
I'm a lot.
Yeah.
I could see.
Yes. I've known Grace since I was 15, 16 years old.
Oh.
Yes.
Bless her.
All right, y'all.
She might know who the people that I was talking about was, because I know who one she was talking about was. Ooh.
Sounds like y'all know where all the bodies are buried.
They holding a secret.
I did not know that. Oh, I did not know that. Nick. Ooh.
You're not supposed to reveal the secrets of the Shaolin.
What we talk about?
Private room. I don't know any of these people. Wow. I don't know none of y'all.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Dang. Right.
How you gonna wait till the end of the show to fix your light?
But why you just notice?
I didn't just notice.
As close as you are to the screen, you should have been the first one to be like,
Kelly, really close. The camera's just right here. I'm not that close to the screen.
That's because he got that raggedy ass mic.
Right.
Somebody said my mic is raggedy. I tried to pull out the actual podcast mic, but apparently it sucks too. So whatever.
Side piece mentality. I think we've said there is some type of mentality when it comes to, because you have to be. I don't know. I don't think being a side piece is for the weak. That it takes a lot to be the side piece, I would think, because
you gotta know your role.
You gotta know, right? You gotta know your role. You have to
you gotta be able to
disconnect so that person can go back to their family.
You don't
keep
have
your
to
emotions.
Too many emotions.
You don't have to.
Yeah,
you have to keep your emotions in check. That doesn't mean you don't have to have some. You can have emotions,
and you got to be able to hold your water.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you got loose lips,
it's selected people that can do that.
It's right.
Yeah, not everybody can be a side
people
piece.
that can be in espionage in the government, intelligence officers, and that kind of them same people is the same people that can be side pieces. Them people that's got six or seven. They got 6 or 7 passports with different names on them.
You need to beat him. When we get off here, go ahead and beat him up, Tiffany. Nobody gonna say nothing. Just go over there and beat him up.
If I was in Atlanta, girl, there's so many times we didn't got off this podcast where I just want to just walk up to his door, knock on his door, and be like, "Come here," with a paddle, a nice leather paddle by that.
Right, but he might like that. So
he might.
There's no telling.
He might. Well, thank you everybody for sharing and talking about this conversation. This was a good conversation. Tell everybody where they can find you, Jorge, on social media.
So obviously Jorge Medina on Facebook, and we also have a YouTube channel called The Relationship Cycle with Jorge and Nelsa. I live in Charlotte. Nelsa lives in Shelby. And, we like to kind of give that feminine, masculine perspective on different topics. And we've been doing it for a few years, and it's something we enjoy, and we're trying to use our voice for good.
Thank you. Kelly, tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
Oh my God, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok under Kelly Boone or the Lady of Fearless Runway. I have so many shows coming up. One main one called the Cabaret for the Safe Harbor. That's coming up. Beauty is Pain coming up. Walking with Purpose is coming up, and the Elite Edition is coming up. So I'm all over.
You all over, girl. You all over. Thank you, girl. Thank you. Great. Tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me at Everything is Gray everywhere. That's EVERITHINGISGREY. Everything is Gray. That's even everythingisgray.com.
Girl, go to Atlanta and beat him up. Shit.
Thank you, Gray. Queen, tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
Instagram, you can find me as Queens Risings, and Facebook, I am Kashonda Thorpe. And you can find me on Instagram or Facebook and take a look.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. This was a great conversation. Thank you, Jorge, for being with us. We hope to have you again.
Appreciate the invite. Thank you so much. Definitely enjoyed cutting it up with you guys.
Thank you. And make sure that y'all go and follow A Relationship Cycle and catch him and Nelsa on their podcast. Everyone have a great night. Thank you.
Good night.
Buenas noches, my people.
Bye. Good night.